welcome everybody. We are couldn't be more delighted, and we were very much wowed earlier in the day by this presentation. This is the first of two parts on sales by John, who every time he opens his mouth or starts typing, I learn something. And you're in for something really great, because not only is it important, but it's not just about your business. It's also about the selling of ideas. That, you know, what we do is try to persuade. And we've got a master at the craft here to not only give us ideas of how we can improve it, but also to de-intimidate it for us. So go ahead, take it away, John.
I think I already know the answer to this one. So do you still have every dollar, you know, is it like tucked away somewhere in a little shoebox underneath your bed from every appointment that you've ever worked with? Do you still have every dollar? Me, for half my sessions, I've spent it by the time I get home. Okay. Next question. The people that you worked with last year, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever it might be, are they still benefiting today from the services that you provided to them? Yeah, exactly. So let me understand this. So the money that they paid you is long gone, but the services that you provided, they're still using. So here's the question. Who made the better deal? You or the client? Exactly, exactly. So what I want to do is just mention to you this. I want to just jump into this for a couple of seconds, because I think the first step in selling and being comfortable about it is to be comfortable about your product. And what I want to try to do is redefine your product a little bit for you, okay? I think part of the reason why we tend to underestimate the value of our product is sometimes we're really not familiar with what the product is that we're selling. I took a 2-year hiatus to be a business consultant, and what I would do is go into businesses and ask the executives separately, what's the product that you're selling? And I was stunned at how each of them gave a different answer. So if we take a look at the situation here, very often we think that we're selling dog training, and we're not. Dog training is what we do, and it's a tool to sell what the owner is looking for. And very often what the owner is looking for is peace of mind. They want to improve the quality of their life. They want to improve the quality of their dog's life. They're looking for a little bit of happiness. So then I go back to the question, what's the price tag for that? When we're looking at our product as being dog training, yeah, we can sort of look at a price tag. But I'm not familiar with any price tag that somebody can charge for peace of mind. So I think people get what they want. Selling is helping. Important distinction also to remember is they called you. They already know they need you, okay? And in fact, what they're saying is, they know they need you. Please come to my home, and I will give you money to do something you really love to do. And I don't know about you, but I think the only other person I've heard say that to me in my life was my grandmother. All right, so we don't have to go out and create the need. They're coming to us with the need. We will need to intensify it and get into it really heavily next week. But if differentiation is the big takeaway from this webinar, selling benefits is, takeaway, I don't know, 1A, all right? I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that I decided to be the next Ron Popeil and invent this thing. I call it a telephone, all right? And there you go. There's my ad for the telephone. Compelling? Not very. So what I've got there is features. That's all that is features. On the other hand, if I did this for my ad, take a read. That's benefits. You can actually start to visualize. If you didn't know what a phone was, this would be extraordinary. So what we want to get accustomed to is not selling features, all right? Now let me take it into our field. There's a feature. Somebody calls, we talk about the basic obedience of the car, and God knows what happened to the record as you were driving around. But it was their attempt now to say, ooh, if you got a radio, you're stuck with what's on the radio, value added. And then from there, obviously, we went into 8-tracks and then cassette players and then CD players and then multiple CD players to where we are today. So that's a value added. Let me give you an example of a value added that I do when I'm talking to prospects. Most of us, or maybe I shouldn't even say that, trainers often use intake forms. I use a questionnaire intake form. And I think sometimes we see it as, it's a burden to the customer. I make it a value added. And here's what I say to them. Lots of good trainers out there, but one thing that always irks me is when a trainer went back to the same thing, validated, that, yeah, house training can really be a nuisance issue, but I also, again, painted the picture. I don't say, what, yes, we can teach housebreaking. That's Pepper sneezing in the background. This is wonderful. I love it. This is coming to you live from, anyway, so I'm sorry. Yes, thank you, Alex and Helen.